Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. It is time for another episode of our brand new barbecue series. We're out in the garden, we've got our charbroil going, our gas to coal barbecue. Now if you want a chance to win one of these, you've got to stay tuned to the end, enter the competition and into the draw to win one. And let me tell you, it is a pleasure to cook on these. Fabulous piece of kit, absolutely loved it. Make sure you enter the competition. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to share with you a beautiful recipe, porchetta. So it's an Italian roast pork flavored with fennel, garlic, rosemary, slow roasted, served up with some char-grilled squash, buffalo mozzarella and red onion, and then served up with a beautiful glass of Malbec, which is Beefsteak Club's signature wine, pound for pound, the most delicious red wine I think you can get. But we'll get to that in a little while. Right, porchetta. So it's based around belly pork. Beautiful cut of meat if it's done well. You need a nice high heat at the beginning, get it seared, get it roasting, and then knock it down low and slow. I'm going to show you how to prepare it first. Like a bit of belly pork, Emily?
Oh, I love belly pork.
Do you?
Yeah.
So really sharp knife. Now I'm using the Edge Keeper. These knives are absolutely brilliant. Masterclass, built-in little sharpener on there. So not only are they safe to put in your drawer, because they've got a sheath on the blade, but every time you take it out, that little bit sharpens it. So if I show you, look how easily that scores. And scoring the fat on your belly pork is going to help you get it nice and crispy. Now, if you don't want to do this yourself, go to a butcher's, buy your belly pork and ask them to score it. They will do it for you in about 30 seconds, if they haven't already done it for you anyway. But the more you score it, the more open the skin comes, the more fat will come out, the more crispy it'll be, and then you're going to get some crackling. And let's be honest, it's all about the crackling, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously you want to use almost like a slab of belly pork rather than the slices.
Is that Cumbrian term? A slab. You want belly pork off the bone, in my opinion, because it'll cook slightly quicker. If you're going to buy it on the bone, it's going to take longer to cook, all right? You may well have to get your sleeping bag and your pajamas out and sit and watch it all night long. Okay, so that's it scored. But look, scored right in like, what, half a centimetre deep. Okay, so we're going to get some oil. Now, I've basically made a barbecue oil for me. So these little bottles are brilliant because what you can do is you can put your rosemary, your garlic, your olive oil in there, and then this little device here stops it getting bunged up in the tip. So you just put that in, put that on the top, and now I've got beautiful rosemary and garlic oil. Drizzle it on there and then just rub it all over. All right, like so. Dry my hands off. And then I want sea salt. So this is Maldon sea salt. It's lovely. It's great for this job. Plenty of it on the top. And then we're going to just sort of push it in. Okay? And that salt will draw the moisture out and allow it to crisp up beautifully. All right? Then fennel seeds. Fennel and pork love each other. If you drive around the hills of Tuscany, you will find wild fennel growing all over the sides of the roads. And that's why this dish is what it is, because in Tuscany they've got loads of fennel and they've got loads of pork and wild boar and things like that. So I'm just going to spread it all round because I am going to mop it all up and make sure we've got loads of flavour. Black pepper, same again. Don't worry about it all going everywhere. Rosemary, just chuck it on. Rosemary and pork, It's a great combination. Fresh thyme. Just chuck.
You can prep in advance, sorry.
Yeah, if you do this overnight, because it'll be even better. And then just get your hands in. Push all those flavours in. This is about big flavours, all right, this dish. And look at this great big piece of pork. It's going to feed like 4 to 6, or Emily on her own.
Yep.
You know, maybe she might invite somebody. You never know. But it's going to serve lots of people. You slice it all up and just enjoy it. It's a great dish for barbecuing. It's not all about bangers and burgers, you know. There's so much more you can cook. So, there we go. How's that looking? All right? Like the look of this dish, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, did forget a couple of cloves of garlic. Keep the vampires away. Yeah, and Kerry, yeah. Good call, yeah. Yeah, he won't like this, will he? Sorry, Kerry. Right, just break the garlic up. You don't need to chop it. Just sort of poke it in all those holes, yeah? Just fine little cuts. If you love garlic, put more in, all right?
The more garlic, the better.
The more garlic, the better. Think he can hear us? Bless him. Right, okay, so now the beauty of this barbecue is, you've seen me cook it on gas already. This time we're on charcoal, all right? So we've just swapped out, so if you just go in here, you get these trays with your barbecue, so you can switch from gas and then turn to charcoal if that's your bag. I've gone for charcoal today because it seemed like a good idea. Right, where's my tongs? There's my tongs. Right, we're going to lift this pork up and get it on the heat, okay? So let's just pop it on there. And I'm going to get fat side down first to begin with. And let's get some flavour on that, yeah? You want a nice sort of medium heat when you're working on the skin. You don't want to burn it. You want to sear it. It wants to start to caramelise and crisp up. We'll flip it over and then we'll just let it cook it nice and low and slow. Okay, porchetta ready to turn. Let's just turn it over. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Crisping up nicely. We're going to turn this 3-4 times. Just make sure that our crackling develops, okay? And you can always add a little bit of liquid into the top there as well, just to keep it nice and hydrated. But I'm just going to keep cooking that until it's super crispy, super tender. It'll be absolutely delicious. Right, my belly pork is resting now, doing its thing. It's crispy, it's beautiful, it's delicious. It's now time to make the accompaniment that goes with it. Okay, so we're gonna take some butternut squash, okay, and we're going to just grill it so it's sweet and caramelized and delicious with some red onions, some lovely creamy mozzarella. It's gonna be good. Okay, so top and bottom off the squash and then just peel it, okay?
So can you use anything? What else could you use instead of butternut squash?
Pumpkin, beautiful. Sweet potatoes, they'd work really well.
Yeah, barbecuing in the autumn with a pumpkin.
Yeah, barbecue all year long. All year long. So what we're going to do then, we'll cut it long ways. And then we'll just scoop out some seeds.
Yeah, like sweet potatoes or...
Yeah, sweet potatoes would work. Squash would work really well.
Vegetable type.
Yeah, any squash, any pumpkin, anything like that really just works. Pork and a bit of sweetness works well, I think. Okay. And then let's just cut this into even sort of 1 centimetre slices. You don't want it too thin because it needs to sit on the barbecue. Okay, if you cut it too thin, it will just fall apart. But then obviously if you cut it too thick, it won't cook. And it'll burn on the outside and still won't be cooked. If you're not comfortable as well doing it on the barbecue, you could do this in the oven on a big tray, no problem at all. Come on, Pip, I know you like a bit of butternut squash, don't you? You ready? Come on, you can do it. No, I'm going round. Oh, good thinking. Ready? Come on then. Come on. There you go. Do you want the other piece? Do you want the other bit? Come on. Come on. There you go. Right, just wash my hands. Right, red onion. It's going to work really, really nice with this.
Not white?
No, not white. I like the colour of red.
I like it.
And I think for barbecues as well, that sort of sweet, milder onion.
Yeah.
Again, you could use shallots, but white onions are just so dominant that they're going to kind of take it over. So we're just going to peel it, but make sure you keep the core on the onion because we want to hold it all together, you see. This is the most bizarre onion I've ever seen. It's got 3 different sections to it. There we go. 4 even. There we go. Pre-cut for me. Let's try this one. So, you see that bit there? Just nick that little root.
Leave the core on.
Leave that core because it holds the onion together when you're cooking it. All right? And it's really important that it doesn't just fall apart because if it just all falls apart, it'll burn and it won't be sweet and delicious and lovely. Pip is not leaving my side now because she thinks there's more veggies. She likes her veggies, don't you, Pip? Hey? So, take your onion. Let me just move these. Move that over. Take your onion and I'll show you now the way that it's cut. That core there holds it all together. Okay? So what we'll do is just slice these onions up. There we go. Let's take a clove of garlic. Just peel that. Just slice it up. There we go. And then let's get some of our barbecue oil on there. Drizzle all that on there. Salt will draw the moisture out and help it grill beautifully. Black pepper, and then just get your hands in. Mix it all up, okay? And then we're going to get it on the grill. So just pop them on. Don't worry about it, just chuck them on the grill. We're just going to get all the lovely colour and flavour on there. All right? Oh, well, I think the thing with the barbecue is, it depends how hot your barbecue is. Do you know what I mean? It depends how thick you've cut your veggies. They want to be tender, so keep your eye on them. They want a lovely caramelisation on them, so that they've just got bags of flavour, but don't overcook them so they're all soft and mushy. And if you want, you can get the colour and flavour on the barbecue and then whack them in the oven, if you want. Or you can put the time in and cook it all on the barbecue, and it'll be absolutely lovely. So my porchetta is resting, my vegetables are cooked. There's nothing more to do than serve up. But first, I thought I'd share with you a lovely little Jammy Jin cocktail. Now, I know you're all running to the fridge right now trying to finish off your last little bit of jam so you can make this drink. And I don't blame you. It's absolutely delicious. So, while I'm just finishing that, let's get to our resting. Now, our pork here has rested nicely on the barbecue. The heat has dropped now, which is why I'm resting it in the barbecue, okay? Let's look at that. Lovely piece of crispy belly pork. The fennel just smells absolutely amazing. And then my vegetables I've just put onto a tray, just to make it a lot easier for me. So they've just charred, they're just cooked, okay? Only just. And we're just going to dress them now. Now, you remember my barbecue oil we've been using the whole series, okay? What I'm going to do now is turn it into a little dressing. So we're going to add a little vinegar to our oil that has garlic and rosemary in it. That is enough oil. A little bit of black pepper in there for a bit of seasoning. All right, Pip. And then give it a shake. I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to dress my vegetables. Yeah, so they've got a little bit of garlicky, herby oil, a little bit of vinegar on there. And then actually what I am going to do now, it's quite cheeky this. You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I've got a brush. So with this barbecue bottle, you get a brush, you get like a little injector, and then you also get your nozzle. But what I'm now going to do is just brush the pork, and that is just going to love that extra little bit of flavour. Look at that. You see that right, Carlos?
Perfect.
Nice. Woohoo! Things just got serious. Right, okay, so a little bit of flat leaf parsley. Not curly, never curly. It gives me PTSD, curly. And then just in for freshness, okay? That's it. And then onto our plate. And just really lovely, vibrant colours. Just wash my hands. And in contrast to this, I've got some buffalo mozzarella. You see this all right, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good? All I'm going to do is just tear it so that you get little nuggets here, there, and everywhere. This is a salad. It'd be beautiful on its own. You could use feta or goat's cheese if you like, but I think just the creaminess and that sort of slightly sour flavour that you get from buffalo mozzarella will be absolutely delicious on this. And I always like to just a little bit of seasoning on our mozzarella, not too much. And there we go. That is our roasted butternut squash, red onion and buffalo mozzarella salad. Then we have got our belly pork. Now we're going to serve this up with a beautiful salsa verde, and here's how you make it. Super easy to make. Just take some little blobs of it. Just dot it around like so. The richness of this salsa verde is going to be epic. All right. And I always think there's nothing better to serve belly pork than with salsa verde. And because we've pre-scored it, just listen to this. Oh, look at that. What we need is a little bit of salsa verde on there. A little bit of salsa verde on there. Maybe a little bit of our mozzarella. A little bit of squash. Mmm. Chef's perks. I'll test it and make sure it's delicious. Now, that is crunchy crackling. I like that. Now, if you want the recipe, go to petersidwell.com or scan the QR code. You can also get all our recipes from our new book, Peter Sidwell's Kitchen. It comes out in September 2024. You can order it online or in your bookstores, however you want to get it. Thank you very much for joining me. But before I go, if you want to win one of these barbecues, here's what you need to do. Like, share and comment on our feed. Pop over to Charbroil UK. go to their Facebook page and like them as well. That will enter you into a competition. I will draw a random winner who wins one of these. It'll be sent to your home. You'll be able to cook all kinds of amazing dishes, both on gas and on charcoal alike. So enter the competition, and I will see you on the next episode.